And how's everybody doing? We are live for the second time today. Now, I wanted to, because this is my second live, you should check out the one I did earlier. I talked about, Madonna and her balloon ass face. And, I mean, it's just what it is. But I also, if I wanted to tell everybody that shows up all the time, I'm going to be starting to talk about some topics, not just fitness, obviously, and not just weight loss. And that's basically because I want to, because the last 3 years, and many of you may disagree with this, but the last 3 years I feel have kind of earned myself and people like myself and my wife and Mark and other people like us that have been right this entire time. We should be able to talk about whatever the fuck we want. After 3 years of being massively suppressed, I mean, I've been being suppressed for like 5 years talking about fat acceptance. So most of it will still probably deal with actual like stuff that can be related to public health, because that's where I think I can actually add to the conversation. I do think that I have a very good understanding about what's kind of going on here, and for a huge portion of this is that I don't think that most people realize like what's happening, but that's a video for a different time. Right now, we are going to talk about Crystal Nicole, excuse me. And I believe I've talked about this young woman on the channel before, or she's been in the comments section before. But we're going to talk about, she has 2023 weight loss journey, addressing her weight gain, binge eating, and how she plans on losing 50 pounds. So I thought that it would be good for me to, in fact, try to help her about and help her audience, and also help you guys if any of you have seen this or had same issues. So I am going to try to still temper it. I'm going to be talking mainly about No Morbidity and the Hunger Management Support Group and No Morbidity, which is our non-stimulant, non-thermogenic based appetite suppressant. You should check this out. You really should. You should check it out. You can get No Morbidity right here. I just shared the links at Tiger Fitness still. It ought to be back in stock at the Ambrosia Collective before too long, probably like later on this week, literally. And it's still at Vitamin Shop. Vitamin Shop is, we have stuff in, it's already shipping to them. And then, we're going other places too. So, but also we have our coaching, which my wife and I talk to people on a daily basis, weekly video conferences. And I'm sharing a link to help people sign up for that too. And you can also join up for the app for a monthly charge of $9.99. It's live and pre-recorded classes. My wife did a Tabata class a little earlier while I was catching a workout. And then she just did a suspension system training workout herself when I was doing the other live. And then she's going to be teaching another class tonight, a core power class. So if you join the app today, you could join her class tonight. So, don't wait. You can also get a consultation. I did a couple today. And let's go. So thank you for reviewing this. I asked like 3 months ago, but you didn't see it. She's been doing well so far this year. Good for her. Good. Hey, Alan, great to catch you live. Looking forward to this one. Thank you. Angel, how are you doing? Becky, what's going on? Janet, Slatstukin, Sheeny Beanie, you love to hear my perspective. Good, because like I said, it's mostly I'm not gonna do the whole YouTube roasting bullshit. We've got way more important shit going on in society than that stuff, in my opinion. Like, I want to help people get healthy, point out where society is definitely heading wrong. I couldn't care less who has the best bicep curl exercise. I don't care. I frankly think that that's rather small-minded thinking when people are still so focused on which exercises to do correctly and, just watch your macros without realizing that, like, the whole, like, well, just eat. We just need to be very serious about all this stuff. So I thought I'd give some advice on this young lady for binge eating and gaining weight. Suvi, Erica, Lacey, how are you doing? Hannah, what's going on? Jat Batman, what's happening? Brew Hops, Andrea. I just had a binge last week and got fed up enough to order No Mo. Andrea, please let me know how that's going for you. Make sure when you get your No Morbidity, really, and you could do this right today if it hasn't arrived to you already, take control of your hydration. I tell people this all the time. I sound like I'm repeating myself so much, in my opinion, but get as much hydration in as you can. Like, people really should. People are radically underhydrated. I've had people be like, I don't want to drink too much water. Like, an ounce per pound of body mass is rather, actually, for a lot of people, still leaves them decently dehydrated. It can get to be problematic when the person's very, very, very large, but what are you, you're afraid it's going to ruin your appetite? You know, trying to lose the last 50 down myself, 90 pounds down. Adele, that is amazing. I do highly suggest that we can help you lose the rest of that and help you set yourself up for a lifestyle that'll help keep it off. There's a coaching link in the bottom. Coaching link I just put in the chat. We can help people. Great job so far. We can help you get a stabilized lifestyle out of it. Anna L, how are you? Dory, Lucy, Kevin Whitfield, how are you doing? Nomo, Ember, and Plant Ambrosia is in stock at my vitamin shop. That's outstanding. Do I like Meme Roth? I have no idea who that is, so I couldn't tell you if I liked them or not. I have no idea. I think it's Meme Roth. I don't know. So, aloha from Hawaii. Yes, I'm 72 pounds down, 50 more go. Bam. That's fucking great shit right there. 9 pounds at 90. That's right. Lift 9 pounds at 90. Hell yeah. Just digging into the first T-bone steak today. Outstanding. Good for you. Good for you. Hello again. How are you? Meme Roth, National Action Against Obesity. I still don't I don't even know. I still don't know what you're talking about. So, anyway, we are going to go to, and I'll do Q&A later, just so everybody knows. But we are going to go straight to this young lady. She's going to be played at 1.5 speed, by the way. Go subscribe to her channel. This is Crystal Nicole. This is from 4 weeks ago. Okay, but I thought I'd help people. I thought I'd help her out and help you guys out. So I hope she's doing good. And even if I disagree with everything this woman says, even if I completely hate it, even if like everything I say is awful, go subscribe to her channel, give her support. Okay. If I do say, hey, she's doing good with that, I am not co-signing everything this woman says. If she goes and does some fuck shit, she goes and does some fuck shit. I'm not responsible for her doing fuck shit. I'm just going to talk about this video. I have not watched this video yet. I'll talk about this video. So, here we go.
If you're new here, my name is Crystal, and basically,
how you doing, Crystal?
I post a lifestyle content. I share little snippets of me trying to improve and become a more elevated version of myself. If that's something that interests you, I would love if you subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. But today, y'all, we are here to address the elephant in the room. And if you've been a viewer, you know the elephant in the room is my weight loss journey. So basically, in 2022, I decided to start sharing my weight loss journey with you all. And at first, I was really excited, really motivated. I thought every single week I was going to step on the scale and lose 2 pounds, and I was going to crush it. And because I was sharing it with the world, it was going to make me more accountable. And y'all, that did not happen. Probably about.
It's one of those things where I just don't, it's why, if you want to talk about weight you've lost, that's great. Sharing, and especially monetization of the actual journey, is just very bad. I have yet to see it pan out well. I have yet to see anybody start trying to monetize, including myself, mind you, start trying to monetize their weight loss without it being negative. And I will talk about that. The first time I lost weight online, when we realized I was having a hard time and I needed to lose weight, and I lost weight online, and wrote the first book out of it and everything like that. I ate the same thing every single day, and plenty of mistakes were made. Plenty of mistakes were made. So part of the reason why plenty of those mistakes were made is the massive amount of stress and pressure that was also on me for sharing every meal online and talking about my weight loss every single week and doing, taking pictures of the scale, everything like that. It just got to be like, for people that have problems with food, why couple it and compound it with those type of issues? I just don't even, to me, it was a bad mistake on my part, and I've been trying to tell people not to do it ever since. I post almost nothing about my own personal fitness. You can see what I eat and do and workouts I do on the Hunger Management Support Group, which, by the way, I didn't need to update my workout for this morning on the Hunger Management Support Group. But I just think that it's like one of these weird scenarios that people think that it'll hold me extra accountable. No, the internet's not a nice place, especially for people trying to lose weight. I do applaud anybody's effort to try to lose weight, But a lot of times people will get involved with sharing their weight loss journey, and then they get caught up in the money of the shared of the journey, and even oftentimes the negative connotations of regain and stuff like that get monetized. So that's why I don't suggest it to people. If you're already doing it and you still choose to do it and you know it's a problem and stuff like that, that's up to you. And it's not like I still won't help you. But I just think it's a bad idea for people to do.
About 6 months into it, I just completely stopped talking about my weight loss journey, stopped sharing my number on the scale, and just decided to completely shut down. And that isn't because I was just not sharing it. That's because I wasn't living right. I was eating.
At least she admits this. I'm very, 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 very proud or pleased. I'm not proud of her yet, but I'm pleasantly surprised that she admits it.
Terribly, y'all. I was binge eating. I was just not making the improvements that I needed to. So I didn't share it because I didn't want to see comments telling me like, girl, get it together. What the heck? This isn't part of your journey. But
super, super self-actualized. It's amazing.
But that's the reality, and that's what was happening. I was not. I'm sorry, y'all. You hear my dog in the background. Y'all know he has a cuckoo for Cocoa Plus. No. That's what was happening. I was not doing what I needed to do, and the scale was showing it. So I decided to.
Oh, hang on. Let me make sure she's back up for you guys. There we go.
Avoid it and hide it instead of being honest. But y'all, it is a new year, and I am determined for 20. Okay, whoa, not the wig, down.
Not the wig.
Good boy, down. Good boy.
Too funny.
Sorry. Ooh, you're trying to take me out. Sorry. And so I'm determined, y'all, for 2023 to be my year when it comes to this weight loss thing. Okay, I am committed to making sure that I in 2023 in a better place than I started it. And as y'all know, I have taken the first step by getting a personal trainer. That is something that I was very apprehensive to do because I wanted to do this on my own. However, realistically, it was just not benefiting me. I was going.
So here's my thoughts process on this. Getting a personal trainer as a way to hold yourself accountable, make sure that that trainer is going to hold you accountable on the days you're not at the gym. Like if that's what you're hiring them for, that's one of the reasons why we talk about our coaching. It's daily communication via our app, weekly video conferences. So we are daily holding the person accountable. A lot of times personal trainers at a gym, and this is not a knock on them because it's just how it's set up. Most of the time, their commitment to you starts and stops with as you walk into the gym for your meeting and leave. So when it comes to holding accountable, and I'm not saying I don't know which one she got, we could possibly hear that later. I will say this, if you are trying to make 2023 your year, there are many things you can do, like many things you can support me with by buying our products, services, coaching, all like that, but the things that are free, okay? And for those of you, and I hear people that are here all the time, you are going to, I am going to repeat a lot of stuff that you've probably heard, but these are very basic things that I talk about all the time. Even though people accuse me of never trying to actually help anybody, these are the things I say all the time. So try to drink an ounce of fluid per pound of your body mass. Try to have 75% of that in before your midday. I don't care what your midday is. Try to have it in before your midday, 75% of it. The reason why you want to do this, because it's important that you understand the why, is that you're not top loading water towards the end of the day and then having to wake yourself up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, because you are probably going to be ingesting more water than you have been. We are chronically dehydrated as a country and as a people. So make sure you are getting an ounce of fluid per pound of your body mass. If you happen to weigh 400 pounds and it's 400 ounces of fluid, plan accordingly, but understand that that is a lot of fluid. You probably won't get to it. 400 ounces is a lot. I buy, just for reality though, just for sake, I take in about 250 to 300 ounces of fluid in a day, every single day myself, especially during the middle of the summer. And I'm about 185 pound male. So you can do it. It is going to be a problem. You'll probably lose weight dramatically because that much fluid is not going to allow you much of a life. If that is lifestyle encumbrant, if you're 400 pounds, you definitely need one-on-one help anyway, and we can help you through our coaching. But for the most part, if try to get in at least a half an ounce, if not an ounce of fluid per pound of your body mass, 75% of it before the midday. For your first meal of the day, and I don't care if it is breakfast or lunch or if it's your evening meal, for your first meal of the day, try to make it so it's all protein, healthy fat, because you want to prioritize the absolute necessities in your life. Protein and fat are both essential. Carbohydrates are not essential. Protein and amino acids are essential. Fat and fatty acids are essential. Carbohydrates are not essential. And I know that it's not going to ever happen, but if you would never ingest another carbohydrate in your life, your body would still produce energy from the fat you have stored and from the fat you ingest. These are just reality and facts type thing. I do highly suggest that if you eat the second meal of the day, like if you do eat a second meal of the day, that also has some protein and be some non-starchy vegetables. some peppers, some salads, some stuff like that. I think that works out really, really well for people, and a little bit more protein. And then for your evening meal, some protein, some veggies, and a vegetable starch, meaning like a potato or something like that. Anything processed, like if you really want to lose weight, processed food, especially ultra processed carbohydrates, bread, sugars, those sorts of things, should be an incredibly teeny tiny small portion of your nutritional intake, and they should be only ingested for pleasure, like seen as for pleasure. You are only going to eat something that tastes sweet that has processed sugar in it, in the view that it is for pleasure only. It is not actually nourishment. It is not actually food even. It is just for pleasure. If you want to take in something sweet that has nourishment, eat some fruit. But if it is a processed carbohydrate of some kind, you should not view that as food. You should view that as pleasure only. And you should try to treat sugar with the same care that you would treat an alcoholic beverage. I do suggest that for anybody, such as this young lady, if you're going to count calories, make sure you get a nice big wide caloric range. And you can start that caloric range by taking your goal weight of that you have. Like if you are morbidly obese, I would say take the top end of the obese BMI, or the top end of the healthy BMI, and have that be your goal weight. The top end of your healthy BMI for your height should be your goal weight. Multiply that number by 10, that is your base calories. Multiply that number by 13, that is your maximum calories. Only have those once a day, and that's normally the day you have an item for pleasure. Keep drinking tons of fluid. Focus on your hydration. Get 30 minutes a day of consistent daily activity. I do suggest walking for almost every human being. If you can't swim, go for a walk as much as humanly possible. And then also make sure you're getting proper sleep, 30 minutes a day towards sleep prep, 30 minutes a day towards stress relief, 30 minutes a day towards activity, and try to make sure you're getting plenty of hydration. Repeat every day, forever. Find the foods that you like out of the healthy proteins and healthy vegetables and everything like that you can eat in rotation, be pretty happy with an occasional indulgence, maybe once a week, to make up no more than 5 to 10% of your total weekly caloric intake, just for pleasure, like a meal or pasta or something like that, or a sweet treat or something. You don't need that stuff. You just want it. So that's if you are trying to get healthy in 2023, that is my basic goal on, or my basic, starting points on what you should do, or anybody in any year, when it comes to binge eating, that's also a little bit more important. If you want to control your binge eating, definitely try to make sure that you are properly hydrated. That will help out with it. Make sure that you get plenty of sleep, plenty of stress relief, because you don't want to be stressed and then have a stressor happen to you. You want to make sure that your hunger never gets ahead of you. That's one of the reasons why we have no morbidity, because it helps control your binge eating in a state of diminished hunger and increased stress relief. It has helped many, many people with their binge eating disorder. So please do, if you have binge eating disorder, get plenty of hydration, start taking no morbidity. You can work your things through, try to avoid the taste of sweet until later on in the evening if you have it at all. And then most of the days a week, if you have anything sweet, have it be fruit. And if you take in any type of processed food, make sure it's for pleasure only and only on rare occasions. And you will lose weight, you will get healthy, and you will have consistent daily activity, and you will be happy for it. This is just my advice to every single person. It is not a diet. You are eating food in a nice range of calories that would keep you at a healthy body fat range. You get a wide variety of food, all chicken, meats, proteins, everything like that. Like, you don't need to be too specific. Just stick with vegetables, meats, and fruit for the vast majority of what you take in, and you'll be okay. It's not a diet. That's actually food. I mean, that's actually food. It's not actually a diet. Oh my God, you want me to cut out breads? Bread is a food product. It's not actually food. You should not even look for it for anything except for energy, because it doesn't have any nutritional quality except for energy from carbohydrates. And again, carbohydrates are not necessary for energy. Okay, so now that we've gotten all this out of the way, here we go. We're going to keep talking about this young lady.
Went to the gym, but I was not pushing myself, and I'm just not in that place yet. Part of having a personal trainer at this point is also just like low-key having an accountability partner, because I have somebody that I know is going to be requiring me to be at the gym, and I'm investing.
That's good. That's good. I will say this to her and everybody else. The gym is not important for your weight loss and health. The movement is, and if the gym gets you consistently moving every single day, that's great. But if you're the type of person that misses a day at the gym, like for some unforeseen reason, traffic or whatever, and then you don't do anything, I would suggest you focus way more on the habit of daily habitual activity that you enjoy doing, much more than like the gym.
In it, so that means that it's like, okay, you want to return on your investment. That's number one. But obviously the biggest thing for me, if y'all don't know, is
many breads have magnesium, coppers, just like oats. Carbohydrates are still not essential. Have a nice day.
my binge eating. I really struggle with binge eating. It is something
It is still a food-like product. It is not food.
that has been a very hard journey for me, and I am still navigating that, if I'm honest, y'all. But for this year, I plan on just really tackling that as well. I'm reading a lot of different books about like how binge eating is tied, obviously it's tied to like emotional stuff. Typically it's not just your binge eating because like it feels good. Typically it is because of something a little bit deeper, and so I am heavily focused right now on figuring out what that deeper is for me, what I need to do to kind of like correct it, and what I need to do to work on it.
Okay, and I think that that's amazing. I think that that's awesome that you're doing what you can do to emotionally work on it and everything like that. My biggest piece of advice about all that stuff, though, is that most people say, well, I'm going to focus on my mental health by binge eating first before I focus on my physical health. And you can't do both. You can't do one without the other. Like you can't actually look after your emotional health if you are not looking after your physical health. It's almost impossible to escape from depression and those sorts of things, even hormonally, when you're morbidly obese. I mean, it's very hard. It causes deep-seated depression, both in the food you're eating, the ultra-processed carbohydrates, and the just being fat. So it's just reality. You'll get them someplace else. You don't need bread. Shut the fuck up.
So that is a big mission as well. I am basically making this video, y'all. It's a quick one, but I just wanted to let y'all know that I am back. We are going to be back with the weekly weigh-ins. I'm nervous, but I hope that y'all will join me on this journey again. It is going to be a wild ride. I know it's going to be a bumpy ride, but I'm not giving up this time. We're going to have our Sunday weekly weigh-in vlogs consistently. I'm doing what I need to do. I'm going to, even if it's a short and we step it on the scale on Sundays, y'all going to get a weigh-in because I'm going to do it for me.
So I'm going to follow up on this and make sure she's taking care of this stuff. And if you are watching, the this Crystal Nicole, please do feel free to reach out.
Nervous? Absolutely. I'm terrified because I'm sharing such a personal, raw journey. It sucks to feel like you failed. It sucks to fail, not to feel like I failed. It sucks to fail. It sucks to share something so vulnerable. Anybody that has struggled with.
So the thing about binging and people looking at it as failure, if you binge, instead of looking at it as a failure, look at it as a way for you to try to learn from the situation and try to avoid the next one. So
I know that you understand how hard it can be to finally have everything click and finally have everything connect. Also, I want to say this in the nicest way possible, y'all. If your comment is going to be super negative or super mean, save it. That doesn't motivate people. It doesn't motivate me. Frankly, I think a lot of times it's projection of maybe you having your own struggles and you just want to come and lash out at somebody else random that you don't know because you don't want to say it to yourself. But that's not the space. Y'all know I believe in keeping a positive community. I think the reality is this is a lot more common than people talk about.
It is massively more common than people talk about. I'm super happy she said that. I think you can even just look around in America and realize that binge eating is the actual pastime of America. The actual pastime of America is binge eating. And you can just go to any Walmart and clearly see that. I think it is incredibly common. And the data supports all this. We're just not going to talk about it. Like in America, we're just not going to talk about it. We really need to. But I agree with her, Crystal. I agree with you.
About, and especially y'all right now, if I'm going to share another thing that, of course, I don't script these videos or anything, which I probably need to start, but y'all know I just be shooting from the dome. But I'm sure y'all have heard about the very popular medications now, Wegovy, Ozempic, or however you pronounce it, all these different diabetes drugs that are also helping people aid with weight loss. And if I'm honest with y'all, I have been thinking a lot about taking those, y'all. I have been going back and forth about being like, girl.
Oh my goodness, try no morbidity first, please. Please try no morbidity first.
I'm just spending money on this drug. Just spend the money on this drug and lose this weight. But my fear was but there's several reasons I'm not doing that. Number one is I don't want to do anything that's going to allow for me to lose weight super quickly and then I end up gaining it back, y'all. I have done that so many times, and that honestly hurts more than just being the size that I am. The back and forth hurts more than just being like, hey, girl, just your size. Embrace your body as it is. Number two, I want to tackle this, and I want it to be a long-term fix. And also another thing is, I just don't know the long-term impact on your health when it comes to those drugs. I'm not saying, and I mean, listen, the argument is, of course, like, well, we do know the long-term impacts of obesity on the body, and those are terrible, and that's true. But
yes, it is.
You know, I did lose my mom to breast cancer, which I talked about, and I just don't want to aid in anything that could make me possibly sick or anything. You know, I just want to be very mindful of that, and so that's why I'm not doing that. It's really
that is fucking awesome. That is amazing. Good for you. Good for you. Safe and natural, effective. No morbidity. Get some.
Hard though right now because definitely social media, influencers, celebrities are pushing that as the quick fix. But I'm just reminding myself that, like, listen, sounds good, but I don't want to just put myself in a position where I am battling. You know, I'm like doing something that I can't maintain, and so that's why I haven't done it. But y'all, as y'all know, I'm already taking the steps. We've got a trainer. We're tackling the binge eating. I've been meal prepping and things like that. So I'm done rambling, basically, y'all. I just wanted to, before we got right back into the weigh-in vlogs, I kind of wanted to say, like, hey, I know last year was a dub. I know it was. Last year was a fail. But this year, we're going to tackle it. So right now I'm about to roll a sit down with my personal trainer because I never really introduced y'all to her, and I want to, just because I love now that I have somebody who's willing to not only be a resource to me but also to y'all. Like, she doesn't mind me like recording all my workouts and da-da-da. And so I did a sit down with her. I asked her some questions that I feel like are common questions, that not too many questions, but some questions that I feel like are pretty common when it comes to you having a trainer. Now y'all make sure.
Ever notice all these bullshit corporate initiatives?
So we're gonna check out what these people say. Very fucking cool. I'm very Crystal. Again, if you watch this, I think you're gonna do, like, you have the right outlook, you have the right mindset. Please do keep up at it.
Introduce yourself and tell her a little bit about her.
Yeah, my name's Alexa. I am not Houston born and raised, although I love this city. I am a small town Midwest girl. I'm originally from Wisconsin. No, yes. So I moved out here, maybe 5 years ago. I love it. It's amazing here. Yes. So I am. This is hard for me because I don't ever know where to start.
I guess tell me a little bit about. So we're just like y'all explaining my first session. I just came in, we started working out. We really didn't get to know each other. So I guess tell me, like, what brought you to fitness? What brought you to being a trainer?
Oh, that's a great question. So for a long time I did the 9 to 5 grind in an office building. I was working, and so I told myself, you know, something needs to change about how just sitting so long is so bad for people. I knew the pain that I was in physically and mentally, and how it was affecting my spirit. And I just made the jump. I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna go get my certification.
So I'm not gonna
healthcare, and that's my goal, to reframe this in the American population's mind.
Wait, what's this?
Somebody that does, you know, have that experience.
Yeah. I mean, you want to protect yourself too. Yeah. When we think about the reality of what we're doing, like, we are healthcare professionals.
Yes.
Healthcare, and
this is healthcare. Pharmaceutical stuff, that's sickness treatment. This is healthcare. Yes. Actually, Alexa, yes.
My goal, to reframe this in
go follow her.
The American population's mind, just thinking about fitness as healthcare. So it is really important to make sure that you're working with people who have education in areas that you're trying to accomplish. So one of the things I knew was going to be important was functional fitness. So I do have that specialization attached to my certification. So
which I think is really important as we get older, you know,
right? So it's very comprehensive.
I have a controversial question, and I feel like, I don't know, y'all send me in the comment sections if I'm wrong, but I like people that are overweight. I think it's like, have you ever been fat as a trainer? So you were fat once.
Yeah.
Because I never meet someone who's like, this B word doesn't even understand the struggle of being fat. But it's like, girls are like focused on gains, which is great. But I do think, and maybe I'm wrong, I think it's like a little harder, or not harder, but like it's very different trying to like gain weight and like healthy weight versus trying to like lose body fat. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like it, right? But of course, like,
I mean, both are equally challenging.
Yeah, they're both hard. Yeah, there's a very different like landscapes of things. And so it's always interesting, like, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yes. So I guess for my journey, where do we see ahead this year? I guess you should be asking me that, right?
I was gonna say, well, this is your where do you see yourself?
I really want to first of all be consistent. That is a really
can you please try to link the original videos under your lives so we can access it? You can literally see the fucking title. Go fucking search the goddamn title.
Really important to me to like actually stick with it. I'm a serial like starter and quitter. Very much like a flaky, like go with the flow person. The only thing that's consistent is that I'm gonna pay my bills and have a 9 to 5 possibly. And even then, it's allowed something else I won't. But like I start stuff, I quit it. Even YouTube, I started, I quit it. So I want to just be consistent. I would love, of course, to be like unrealistically like down 80 pounds in a year. I don't think that's feasible. And so I'm trying to like narrow
80 pounds in a year is feasible. 80 pounds a year is 80 pounds in a year is absolutely feasible. 80 pounds in a year is something like 750 calories of a consistent daily deficit. 750 to 800. So it can be done.
body.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Well, we'll touch on that together on
Okay.
camera a little
Yes.
later, if that's feasible.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, you can lose weight.
Yeah.
You can build muscle if that's something that you want to do. But I know your primary goal is to lose weight.
Yes.
Move better.
Yes.
Feel better.
If you're morbidly obese, have your primary goal to be lose weight and worry about building muscle later. I mean, the whole, because it gets people in the thought process like, well, I don't want to lose muscle. Lose weight at a pace that makes it so it feels like it's a natural thing. Like you shouldn't be you should lose weight at a pace where you feel satiated and satisfied and losing as maximum weight amount as possible when you're morbidly obese. Like if you can feel satiated and satisfied to the point where you're not extraneously hungry and you're not feeling too restricted, the fastest amount of weight you can lose from there, the best. Okay. The thing about it is to be satiated and satisfied most of the time, to lose that kind of weight, you're already going to be eating in a way that's going to do the very best you can to maintain muscle mass. You're already going to be eating a high protein, high fat diet normally to be as satiated as possible. So you're normally going to be eating that anyway. So you'll be maintaining your muscle mass as much as humanly possible. Are you going to lose some muscle mass when you lose 100 pounds? Yes. I am about 185 pounds right now. I used to have about 185 pounds of lean mass on me. So I am actually, while at about 15% body, or 13 probably percent body fat, I am like lighter than I would have been with no fat on me when I weighed like 280, you know? Let's see. Hi, Alan. With Nomo, I'm down 20 pounds since October. Yes. That's outstanding. Outstanding.
Yeah. Okay, take control. I'm a binge eater. I'm also a secret eater, and that's hard too. Like it's two friends,
Wow. Very impressive that she says this stuff.
right? Like this is great. And I know that like you can still look different from working out, but you definitely have to change the way you eat.
You do.
And that's where my struggles
You
gonna come
do.
in. That's why I try to vlog to like keep myself accountable, even though sometimes I'll be lying down to you, which I don't normally that's all the truth. But it's like that's where the tricky part is. Like last night, went out, came home, got a burger. It's like that battle, like reframing, which is why I'm gonna like give up drinking for 2023 to like, you know.
Yeah. So I'll tell you a lot of the work that I do with people, it's not here's a meal plan that I want you to follow that you have to be strict with. It's okay, we've got a behavior and a habit that's not serving us and we don't like it. So how can you and I work together to come up with some strategies that are smart, meaning they're specific, they're measurable.
Okay, sure. Definitely support for baddie y'all.
Yes. Yep, we do smart goals over here.
That's awesome.
But it makes sense and it's a tool that works, right? So I digress. What I'm trying to say is that we work on habits in our development.
Very good.
We want this to be sustainable. We don't want this to be another thing that we start and stop.
Yes.
That might happen along our journey, right? But ultimately, that's our objective, is that this is a complete lifestyle change. So we also have to.
Now, it actually you should not lead with it needs to be a complete lifestyle change, because complete lifestyle changes, you don't like, it's almost, you can't like rewrite, you can't completely change the script, right? So what you want to do is, instead of a complete lifestyle change, you want to just kind of more like focus on one habit at a time, morph into another habit, especially for people that like morbidly obese people. It's very hard for them to change everything all at once because then there's so many moving parts. Focus on one thing, get really good at it, make it so it's a habit, make it so you miss it if you don't do it, and then move on to the next habit, build that habit together. You know, you can't just completely change everything. I disagree with that section. I do really, really appreciate how the trainer, Alexa, is saying it needs to be overhaul of habits and stuff like that. But the whole, like wording it like it needs to be a whole change, that's not necessarily something I can agree upon, because I really think that might cause more problems, because normally it needs to be some stability and it needs to work into their particular life, those sorts of things. But I hear what you're saying.
Be vulnerable enough to assess ourselves and say, okay, I have this eating in secrecy, and it's not something that's serving me. I don't like it. It's not helping me. Can we sit down and come up with some strategies for me to tackle this? And
yeah, how to avoid it, how to mitigate it, how to make it so it's easier to resist. You know, you can't just depend upon willpower. My first book is Math and Willpower, and the Beyond Willpower book, which is right up here, by the way, right up here. The Beyond Willpower book, which you can get in the description box below, also the link for it. That's about making sure that people, you know, that's about making sure that people like can use tools they have to make it so it's easier to resist instead of just willpower.
that's how we create behavior change, right? So
I'm excited. I'm so good. This is like, it's scary. I like started this,
Scary. Yeah.
and sharing it on the internet is also like a lot of pressure. It's like pressure I put on myself,
Again, that's what I don't agree with it, but
but it's hard. Like the fear of like, not succeeding. 'Cause, everybody like is a fifth quarter quarterback, whatever it is.
Fifth quarter.
Oh, but you know what I'm saying? It's like a thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, of course, it's like I am too. It's like, it's just nervous. I know I can do it. It's just like being consistent. I'm just really excited to share this journey with you. Now, y'all actually have to work out. So I'm gonna put all her socials in the description box, and they will be in every single weekly weigh-in vlog going forward. I would love if y'all went and supported her social media and drop some purple hearts so she knows that I sent y'all. And obviously, okay. Cool. All right, girl, let's get to it. Quick change, and we're about to step on the scale. And so let's see. Damn, y'all. Ooh, y'all. Ooh, wait a second. Hold on, let me double check. Oh God.
it's just a picture.
Okay, y'all. So this is the starting number.
Okay.
Oh my bad, y'all. Sorry. The starting number is 223.22. So that's pretty terrible.
You got it. You focus, and you got it. Okay. Let me check something out here. Two days ago, weigh-in vlog.
With a variety of craveable flavors,
I just want to see what I want to see what the weight's at. Because this is from just the other day. It's from last week, and the other one was from about a month ago. So I just want to see where she's doing. I want to see where she's at, and then I'll do Q&A. But I just wanted to check in. Oh, here we go.
Hold on, let me make sure. Yes. Today I am 222.4. And y'all, that is really good because even though last week I was 227, the week before I was 223.2. So that means even with like the gain of weight from week to week, I'm
Okay. So 233. Glad she says it because no kidding. All right, so let's do some Q&A. I first of all, Crystal Nicole, I hope you take my advice to heart. Sorry, my awesome sauce is demanding that Crystal pet her as she walks past every single time she walks past. It just made me laugh. But Crystal Nicole, I hope you're doing really, really well. And if you need anything, please do feel free to reach out. If you want it to be private, I have no problem with that either. Again, I do not condone if she all of a sudden does some crazy fuck shit tomorrow. I'm not actually supporting the crazy fuck shit she would be doing. I'm saying that I liked that video that she just did. I think it's very brave of her to talk about her where she came short and stuff like that. I did like the trainer. Again, my biggest thing about personal trainers, you got to be careful. If you're hiring a personal trainer for accountability, most of the time that trainer does not, like if it's an actual personal trainer, most of the time it's like when you enter the gym and leave the gym, that's when they're your coach, okay? But again, back to my original things. Please do rewatch this where I talk about getting an ounce of fluid per pound of body mass, 30 minutes of sleep prep, 30 minutes of stress relief, 30 minutes of habitual daily activity that you like to do. Focus on protein, healthy fat forward focused diet. Keep ultra processed carbohydrates to no more than 5 to 10% of your total caloric intake for the entire week. Try to treat those things as they're not food. They're eaten for pleasure only. And try to do your very best to try to maintain between a range of calories that would start off with 10 times the number of your top goal weight for your healthy weighted BMI at your height. Multiply that by 10. That's your base calories, your minimum calories, and then your max calories would be that times 13. Anyway, but please do keep it up, and we're going to go to some questions. Complete change is difficult to sustain. I once lost 60 pounds in 3 months that way. When life changed, it went right back. That's the problem. Habits don't, when you change everything, you don't really build a habit. It takes a lot longer for people to build a habit. That's one of the reasons why we do the 3-month block of coaching, which, by the way, folks, that is right here. You can check it out, or you can get a consultation, or just join the app for $9.99 and enjoy live pre-recorded classes, those sort of things. Send me questions and keep track of the Hunger Management Support Group, which where I'm going to be putting my update on my workout today and my food, which when I do eat, I haven't eaten yet. Just make a simple change. Only drink water was more effective for me than any fad diet. Christy Marie, I believe that's amazing. I'm going to be releasing some statistics. A lot of people don't realize the average American consumes about 20 to 24 ounces of soda in a day. Like sugar soda is the average American. If the average American would cut that out, they'd likely lose the 20 to 30 pounds in the course of the year that they would need to lose. It's literally if they would just exchange the 250 to 300 calories that they drink in sugary drinks in a day, if they would exchange that for water, they would, and nothing else, they would just lose weight for about 25 to 30 pounds. It's how basic it is. People overcomplicate this to a great degree, and it gets complicated because we have emotional eating and we have all sorts of things. We love the taste of it and the bubbles and all that shit. But it is very, very, very important that we try to just take a look at the basic things like what you did. And I completely agree with you. That's good. Let's see. It's bad that you have to include that disclaimer because some people don't have critical thinking skills. It is. It's bad. It is bad. It's very bad. Hit 320 pounds this morning. That's 205 pounds lost. Brian, so fucking proud of you, sir. So incredibly proud of you. Great job. What about oatmeal and whey protein? If I have oatmeal whey protein, I have it as an end of the meal snack or end of the evening snack. I don't really depend upon it for breakfast. I'm not saying it's bad for breakfast, but what I am saying is people that tend to overeat, it causes you to normally be hungrier throughout the course of the day and causes you to overeat. So that's why I personally do not do it. Okay. But with the whey protein, whey is actual food. It's minimally, like I would consider that kind of like minimally processed, not ultra processed food, or a processed food, not an ultra processed food. And I still only keep it down to I still keep it low with that stuff. I don't depend upon protein powder in a day. I am so glad I traded sodas for sparkling water. That's an amazing tool that people should be doing. Putting soda in sugary drinks except milk, 2017. Good for you. Jordan Ray discusses how forming habits is the pathway to true freedom when most of us think about habits, chain us down. I think that people just don't want to change. They don't want to give it up. They're addicted to this stuff. It's not that they want to. It's not that they don't want to change for healthy habits. Who wouldn't want to be able to just like go about your day and have your habits guide you in a healthy way without stress about food and other things like that, right? But they're very addicted to these things. They're most of America, like binge eating is like the national pastime of America, as I was saying earlier. We are very clearly have an overeating problem in our society. To pretend we don't is a huge problem that society's having. We have a dramatic overconsumption problem in our society. Dramatic. It's bad for the planet. It's bad for our healthcare system. It's bad for us. It's bad for the person. We overconsume a lot, especially calories. And we overconsume these calories in the form of the worst calories that can be taken in. Most Americans, something like 55 to 60% of Americans, ingest like 55 to 60% of their total daily caloric intake in ultra-processed foods. That is very unhealthy. These ultra-processed foods, when taken in amounts of 20% or more on an average daily basis, have been shown to have a massive negative impact on cognitive function, like a 28% decrease in cognitive function and a 25% decrease in executive function. And people need to understand how crazy that is, because when you start to lose executive function, that's self-control, perseverance, starting and initiating tasks. For a fat person that needs to lose 100 pounds, to not have that much self-control, perseverance, and initiate tasks is in fact very bad. It is very, very, very bad. So that's why we need to accept the fact that we have a very serious addiction problem to ultra-processed carbohydrates and ultra-processed foods in America, especially sugar. We should start viewing, if we started viewing sugar as the addictive substance it is, and not for like literally shoving it down children's throats and shit like that, we could correct a lot of problems in several generations. But we need people to come to the rationalization that that stuff is an addictive substance and it's hurting people right now. Is Awesome Sauce demanding food? No, she's just chilling in the chair. But when Crystal walks past her, she like demands that Crystal pet her on the head. It's paying the toll is what we call it. Daily exercise, taking stairs instead of elevators, walking most of the way. That's great, great. Let's see. My rule is that if you make it at home from the jump, it's processed. That's why I don't count bread as food. You shouldn't. Bread is a food product. It's not actually food. It's a food product. And let's see, I used to eat that way too much processed foods. Almost everybody does. And that's the largest problem, I think, in society right now is that people, and by the way, folks, I'm going to be wrapping up. And so if you have any final questions, please do ask. But I wanted to get to like actually have like my early dinner this evening, and it ought to be ready here in just a minute or two. So, and I'm going to have some pork with pickled onions in it because my wife makes the best pickled onions ever. And I love them. So, let's see. Did I see the Harvard study that suggests that genetics is the main cause of obesity? I saw I saw it, if we want to call it a study. I found it to be very, very, very weak, as studies go, especially because it's trying to go in the face of thousands of years of actual data, but also it was funded by a drug company. But bullshit is the main cause of that study. It exactly is. Exactly. My cat has been freaking out all morning. She wants to get at all the chickens. The smallest one could probably destroy her. Chickens will fuck up a cat, that's for sure. I'm having lunch right now. I have an early dinner, and I'm probably only going to eat once today anyway, though, now that I'm thinking about it. I feel like I've done a really good job on hydration so far today, and it's because Crystal is doing an excellent job of making sure we have plenty of water coming through our osmosis filter. But I'm probably I'll probably just have the one sit down sitting of protein and onions today, and that'll be it. I'm going to do some nectar here in a little bit to make sure I get all my vitamins, and I'll take a Mortal and stuff like that. Let's see. I eat most of my calories at the start of my day since I work 2:30 to 11 p.m. Hate eating at work, so I just fast and may have some frozen berries after work. That's good. That's outstanding. Do I like Chilean sea bass? I've only had it once, I believe, and I liked it, but it's not like I've only had it once, so it's not like I'm like, oh my God, Chilean sea bass. So I would say I like it because I don't remember hating it, but I'm saying that I don't really care that much about it. I would equate it to like, what's his name? Eric Church. I liked it. We went and saw him. It was not as good as I thought it was going to do. I don't hate him. I like his music. He sucks live in concert. Sucked live in concert. He was fucking horrible. We saw him like a decade ago. He was fucking wasted. Justin Moore destroyed him. Anyway. The Food Pyramid released in 1992, putting complex carbohydrates in the bottom tier and obesity. And obesity shot. Shut up. When obesity was rare, then exploded in the 1980s, it can't be genetic. It's just weakness. I mean, do we really need to supplement vitamins in a deficit, excluding vitamin D, of course? I mean, it depends. Need depends. I look at multivitamins as a prophylactic way to make sure I'm not in any way micronutriently deficient, especially because I tend to eat. I don't eat a lot of food anymore. So I'll eat like a big piece of meat and some veggies in a day, and I just want to make sure I get my probiotics and stuff like that beside that too. So that's why I take Immortal. I would strongly suggest people take vitamin D, vitamin C, K, those sorts of things, because in today's world, especially if you're in a steep caloric deficit, you want to make sure that you stay as healthy as you can, and those can help you just in case you do have any type of micronutrient hole. It's the best thing I bought last year. Seriously, we use it every day. Air fryers are amazing. Air fryers and Instapots. Air fryer and Instapot and a grill, is the healthiest methods possible. Anyway, folks, I am going to call it a day. I'll be back live tomorrow, 1 p.m. I might be doing a second live tomorrow also, and I don't know. I might do a video later. I'm not sure, but I hope everybody has a great day, and I will talk to everybody very, very soon. God damn.